Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome to Cornish first look at Hard West 2. This is for closed beta version of the game, so whatever you see in here may change a lot before its full release. But I have been a massive fan of the Hard West franchise for a long time. I have played both the game and its DLC on my channel back in my early days of the channel, and I'm a massive fan of this genre that it exists in, which is known as like Weird West. Which there are a couple of games that have come out recently, which are also a part of this particular genre. There's the Weird West games, or Weirdest game. There's also stuff like Deadland, which is a role-playing tabletop game. But I'm a real fan of this sort of supernatural Western frontier, sort of ghosts and ghouls and all the creepiness that goes along with it, which was in spades in the first Hard West games. And after playing this beta test version, I'm happy to say that has not changed in this iteration of the game, or iteration of the franchise, I should say. This is, as I said, this is a beta version. You can gain access to it by approaching developers on Steam. At the time of the recording, it was still open. Their slots were still open, but by the time I post this recording, they may have closed or be entering the next round of testing, so you may not have access to it. But let us dive into the game, and let's show off this nice little slice that just demonstrates where they intend to take the new iteration of the franchise. We'll see you all in a second, folks. And we are about to jump right in. I just wanted to basically take out the cut screen. Well, not the cut screen, but the loading screen. Because this is a beta, the loading screen can be slightly long. So, let us dive in, shall we?
Any idiot with a gun can rob a bank. Robbing a train? Now that's a real feat. So I got this tip from a guy about a train full of federal gold. Runs by a night, minimal crew. Folks call it the ghost train. Some even believe it's haunted. Me? I think it's a pretty good cover. So I've rustled up a posse to go after it. Flynn. Bit on the green side, but probably the smartest of us all. Clearly I don't keep her around for her fists, but she's got darker talents. The kind that don't bear dwelling on much. Laughing Deer. Don't mind the name. Nothing funny about this one. An exile, even among his own tribe. What he did, I do not know. But I do know what he does, and what he does ain't pretty. Then there's Clive. Kestrel Colt, as the press calls him. Fastest gun in the West, they say. And he don't argue none. He's my protege, and my best friend. Me, I'm Jin Carter, gunslinger, outlaw, first-rate gambler at your service. And very soon, a filthy rich man.
You were right, boss. They barely have any security.
No passengers, too!
I don't like this. Let's call it off.
Go, go, go! Whoever boards the train first gets an extra cut.
Right, so, welcome to Hard West. You can skip the tutorial by pressing the skip tutorial button. However, we don't recommend it, as even if you experience as tactical games, you may have exciting new mechanics to show you. I have played through this before, so I sort of know what I am doing. But for the sake of those of you who are watching, we shall play the tutorial. Okay, so in this game, it is turn-based, which means that basically your party goes and then the enemy goes. Every character has 3 actions, as they can see down the bottom here. And these actions are used up on, saying, attacking, taking cover, moving, which is very common for most RTS games. But for now, let us move up here.
I'd rather kill from up close.
You see action points. Moving, shooting, and using abilities that cost different amounts of action points. Every character starts a turn with 3 action points. When a character's action points are used up, their turn ends. Right, click the highlighted cover to move Laughing Deer to half cover, which cuts the chance to be hit by 50%. See, this is the thing. Unlike in other games where cover is basically like damage mitigation, which is you're behind cover, it makes it so you don't take as much damage or whatever. This is just a flat-out avoidance chance, which is something that not all games do, but something that was very common to Hard West. So he climbs up onto the roof and takes cover. And then we get the camera controls. We've got your very standard WASD keys for moving around. You can rotate the camera with Q and E, and then you can use the scroll wheel or F and E, or you change floors with R and F or with the scroll wheel, which is actually pretty important because I have found, to my detriment in this game, that you actually have to be on the level that the enemies are standing on to actually target them. So, who we have? We have Flynn. Let's bring Flynn up and put her into cover.
All right, let's do this by
Okay,
the
then you have the character bar. The bar above the character's head shows the hit points. Each attack deals damage. When a character hit points reach 0, a posse member falls faint, but enemies will die. Which was something very similar in the original games. In the original games, if you were reduced to 0 HP, you basically were knocked down and got an injury. Right, so we can move the camera. This gun here, as you can see, takes 3 actions to use and does 8 damage, so let's select that. And we are going to shoot this rifleman on the roof. As you see, this will kill. We have a 100% chance to hit the rifleman, and he only has 5 HP, so this will kill him outright.
Damn, I'm good. Who's next?
Right, bravado. Whenever a posse member kills an opponent, they get bravado and recover all their action points. Always look for opportunities to gain bravado. No risk, no reward. So yeah, this is a key mechanic in this system, which is that your attack actions normally take between 2. If you're using a melee action, it takes 1 attack, but for ranged attacks, it's normally between 2 and 3 actions to basically shoot your weapon, which was a bit different from the first game. The first game, it was like a single action to use your weapon, so you could shoot multiple times a turn. In this is not the case, so you have to learn how to chain shots together to basically get as many action points back as possible.
Showtime. Shit, hey, Kestrel, how about we give the boneyard maneuver?
Okay. Rightio. So, Kestrel's revolver has a chance to hit a chance to hit with a bullseye, which causes double damage. Basically, it's their turn for crit damage. So let us select this, and this brings into a mechanic which was around in the first game, which is the idea of ricocheting off damage. But first, let's check out the bullseye. The white portion of the panel shows the base damage of attack. The orange portion shows bullseye damage and the chance to deal bullseye damage. Hit chance depends on the gun used, character's traits, distance, and the target's cover. So, for example, if we shoot the guy up here, we can see we have a 100% chance to hit him normally, and we have a 15% chance to basically crit hit, and that's our crit hit damage. So let's shoot him. We managed to crit hit.
Is this really a good time to be showing off?
We managed to crit hit, and basically now we can get on board the train. You can right-click mouse button to deselect current ability, which is a normal thing, and then you can left-click to basically move him to the location. In my experience, when you deactivate ability, it always goes to movement.
Let me see. What do we have here?
Right, ricocheting. You have a significant lower chance to hit enemies in cover, however, you can bypass a defense by using the trick shot ability, but remember, enemies that are not in the line of sight, the posse will remain invisible. This is, as I said, this is something from the original Hard West games. You could basically shoot off objects. So let us first of all click this object. One thing I will warn you about, it's really easy to double click this and just to shoot a random person, so make sure you have it deselected first. Unfortunately, we can't do that for the tutorial, so first of all let's click here, and you can see this line going off which will show us who we can hit next. You can 100% hit him, and there's a 15% chance of a crit hit, so let's select him and then select again to do the attack. Here we go.
Right between the eyes.
Now, Kestrel Colt gains Bravado. Continue the Bravado streak and try and shoot the indicated enemy.
Get him!
And we missed. Luck. This is a mechanic as well from they've brought back. But they have tweaked it a bit. It didn't quite work the same way in Hard West. But this one, it's much more streamlined and it's much more effective. Damn, even Kestrel Colt misses sometimes, especially when he tries to shoot an enemy in cover. When a character gets shot at or misses an attack, they receive luck points, which you can use them on later turns. Right, basically luck points are here. You can toggle it on and off, and it's basically a resource that feeds into attack actions. It basically increases the likelihood of you hitting your targets and hitting critical hits. But you only get them for basically either missing or taking fire. So it's a limited resource. But for now, let us end our turn by bunkering down. And now it's the enemy's turn. Enemy's going to push up. A lot of gunmen and a guy with a rifle. And they've got people on the tracks behind us coming up as well. Okay.
I hear my name.
Now you can spend luck points to boost your chance to hit. First, pick the trick shot. Now we can activate luck here. You basically turn it on by pressing L or by pressing the button itself. Let's turn it on. As you can see, using those additional luck points raises the hit chance to 100%. So let's shoot him. But as you can see, that uses up luck points. Change to your character.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll move her into cover here.
Oh hell, time to duck.
And you can change weapons by pressing the button here, which is this little round button. You can press V. And this just gives you an overview of the buckshot ability. It's a spread weapon. So we can hit both of these guys here.
I got this one. This shotgun kicks like a mule.
Rightio. Laughing Deer's melee works best up close. Choose to attack.
That's how a real warrior fights.
I will say, early on, I have found Laughing Deer to be a slightly weaker character. His melee attacks aren't that powerful, but he can really quickly get accents back. So if you wound a number of people, then you throw Laughing Deer in. He becomes very powerful. Complete the heist. Follow to complete the heist, follow the Daredevil's mission objectives seen in the upper left-hand corner here. Good luck. One thing they should also mention, when you get out of the tutorial, there are also additional bonus objectives that you can complete to get rewards, but they don't mention it here yet. But for now, which I think is a missed opportunity. I think they should have at least like a tutorial bonus mission just to basically get the players understanding of how that mechanic works, because so far when it's introduced in a situation where it's not really, there's a lot going on. I say it's better to introduce it early on when it's not as much. But first of all, let's kill this guy with his war club. Okay, so he's got that down. Then let's move here. And give him another good whack for good measure. And we didn't kill him, unfortunately. I'd like to get off this horse, to be honest. So it's going to take us 2 actions to get off, which isn't great. Well, first of all, let's just dismount. Let's change to our pistol. And we'll shoot him in the face. Okay, let's move. Let's get up here. We still have a bit of accents left. Can we shoot anyone? Yeah, let's put him off his horse. Okay. Everyone besides... Okay, there's still a couple of people left around. She's out of action points. We've got 2 out of our 4 party members without action points. Which isn't great.
I'm ready.
Let's shoot him.
Get him.
Excellent. With that being said, I do need to start moving these guys up. So let's move them up to here. And get into bunker down.
Ready when you are.
One thing I have noticed is that there's... I have yet to come in... I don't know if they haven't implemented it, or if it's just not something that they've built in or to reveal to the player yet. But I have yet to see an Overwatch ability, which was something that was around in the first game. Okay, so let's bunker down, and there are enemies on the roof. A couple of riflemen. Okay.
Just point.
We need to get up top, but it's going to take all his actions just to get up on the roof, which aren't great. I'd rather throw him inside, if I'm being honest, because then it will give him a short sprint to actually get up on the roof, so he's not going to be in as much open territory as before. Plus, with this person, she's got a shotgun and a pistol. Neither of those are particularly great at long range. So let's get her to come inside. And the people left, we can... Yeah, let's try and hit him.
Fastest gun in the West.
Nice. Unlikely to hit, but we can try. Yeah, 50% chance. Bunker down, my friend. You can bunker down as well. You can't see that. It's going to take you 2 actions to get up there. I'm going to have you bunker down. Get some luck back. Right. How much health? You're only a 5 health enemy, so
Done and done.
you can go up there and you can beat this guy to death with your war club. Yeah, Skull Crusher. Oh, he missed. That's bad. Ah, well. We can get her to go up. Shotgun is not going to be useful, but she can take out the pistol, and we can put a bullet for the back of his head. There we go. Now we need to get people into the cart. Right. Since we're getting into what looks like to be more melee based, it's more not melee, but it's confined quarters or close quarters. Let us get the pistol up. Let's push him up. And
What's the play?
let's push him up. Why we just can't go along the top of the train, I do not know. Right, everyone's got their heads down.
Yeah?
Yeah, we apparently can't just walk across the top of the train, alas. But yeah, that is, well, it's a train heist. If we weren't fighting our way through the train compartments, it wouldn't really be a train heist, would it?
A tunnel?
There were no tunnels here on the map.
Someone, get away! I can't see anything.
Oh, wait. Can you hear that?
What the hell is happening? What is this?
Stay calm.
Where the hell are we?
I said stay calm, god damn it.
Here we go. Now, we're in a bit of a nasty situation. Okay, so...
Let's do this.
Not a lot of enemies in range, no valid targets.
I'll try.
These guys are a bit tougher than the other ones. Okay,
I'm ready.
let's get him into cover as well. There is not a lot of places we can actually sub him.
Sure.
There we go. So he burnt away into ash. So what exactly do these things look like? Some kind of withered spectres by the looks of it. Okay. And we haven't got a good shot on anybody else, so you're going to bunker down. You've only got a melee weapon, and I'm not charging you all the way up the front of this train.
Ready to roll.
Okay. Basically, hunkering down gives you a 25% chance, if you see here. The character hunkers down, which reduces the chance of hitting them by 25%, stops them from burning, which is nice. Can you hit any of the things up here? No. So let's end our turn and draw the enemies out. Hellspawn. Okay. So now they're close enough that we can actually get to town on them.
Yeah?
So first things first. Nice solid hit. With that done, we can do this, which is that at early levels I have found Laughing Deer is much better at finishing off wounded foes, because he's really a chain attacker. You need to have enemies close by to each other, which allows him to basically chain attacks. So it allows him to get his action points back. Okay, so we didn't actually get the kill off with him. So let's shoot him. There we go. With the enemies dead, we can now push up. Also, for those of you who want to speed up time, you can basically press here, which will speed up how fast the turns go, which is very nice.
Need someone dead.
Let's push up. Up we go.
One and only.
Long compartment. Let's keep going. We're almost at a go, which is towards the train engine. Okay, so let's keep pushing up, keeping anyone together. Also, one thing that you should be aware of as well is that if this is anything like the first game, doing trick shots and stuff will become available to the enemies within a relatively short amount of time. So you have to be aware of that as well. Just because you can do it means that doesn't mean the enemy can't do it themselves. So I also suspect that probably on higher difficulties when this game comes out, that the enemy AI will have access to more of the same abilities that you will have access to, which will make them more challenging. So that's just something to be aware of. So let's push up here. And we'll get
Looking for trouble?
her shotgun out, and we'll start by opening the door. Here we go.
My guests. Finally here.
Okay.
Last train to hell.
That's not nice of you. Yeah, that's a bad chance. Probably because we're so distant. So we need to push up.
This is supposed to be the hard west, not the Deadlands.
Did you see that? Okay, I had to make an explanation. They've hidden a lot of sort of sneaky bits of info in this game. For one, when he says they're supposed to be this is supposed to be the Hard West, not Deadlands. Deadlands is, as I said, a RP, like a role-playing game, like tabletop role-playing game, which is basically like supernatural. It's basically sort of supernatural, sort of Dark Souls meets the Wild West, and it is very, very good. It was a franchise It's a franchise I've always been very fond of, which is why I've always liked the Hard West games themselves. Let's try popping him. Yeah, missed.
I hear my name.
That's going to take 2 actions, but we need to get into cover. You need to get into cover because you're purely melee. Okay.
Yeah.
With her, are we close enough? 100% chance to hit him. No, I don't want to. I want to get the thing behind it. He's armed with some kind of shotgun, so let's just shoot him in the face.
But what is this? The villain returns from the grave.
Okay, so he's doing the
Step right up. Welcome to my mirror shop.
So he's going to be doing the whole sort of figure out which one is the real one kind of thing.
I'll try. Want to see me get real angry?
This one? What's that?
So let's just try and clear out
Steady.
the fakes from behind. I'm just trying to clear out the fakes because the fakes can actually do us damage. So that's something that we have to be aware of.
Got him.
There we go. The real one. But that's all the actions we have, so we need to hunker down. So he's hiding, he's basically summoning stuff, and as you can see, they can shoot us as well, so we actually have to keep our heads down. They have a range attack as well. Okay.
Looking for trouble?
Let's pull out our shotgun. And let's do that. Yeah, it's not a great chance because he's behind full cover. Okay. But I would like to have less people shooting at us if we're being honest. Because those shotgun rounds are not nice.
You're in for a ride.
So let's use her to pick off some of his duplicates.
That's not me.
Yeah, I know it's not you, mate. But I need to basically get these guys wounded so I can get Laughing Deer to fully attack.
Die! I will.
The problem with doing that is that I now have to put Laughing Deer in a rather tight location. So let's do that and having them fall back.
Let's do this.
Let's get his rifle over. 75% chance to hit him versus 100% chance to get those guys down. Let's go 75 against him.
I feel no pain. I am pain.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say, mate.
Not your day.
Stand back!
Nice chunk of damage. We can get him to duck down. And that
Ready to roll.
should be everybody's turns. They're going to push up. Ouch.
Welcome aboard the last train to hell.
And he's summoning more minions.
Let me punch your tickets.
That hurt a lot. Right. How do you want to do this? We've got a bad chance of hitting them because of where they are. Now, can I move? Moving here would actually be pretty good.
Easy.
We move here. We run the risk of hitting... Well, we definitely run the risk of hitting... Laughing... Yeah, so he needs to basically then move up to here then. To allow her to do this. You can get all of them. Nice double tap. And then it allows her to move up to here and we can deal with him. And not a ton of damage. Not a ton of damage. But enough for our colleague here. We can't actually
What's the play?
deal with him. Let's put a round in his head then.
Going in, guns blazing.
And early on, I will say I find Laughing Deer to be a bit... He's a really glass cannon kind of character to use. And he's not really good against more hardened bosses. You really need him... You really need him more for dealing out with a lot of the sort of cannon fodder enemies. But when he gets... There's a couple of abilities he gets which are really nice for him. Right, so he's still up.
I hear my name.
A breather.
There we go.
What the hell?
Oh, don't be so surprised, Mr. Carter. I am a devil after all.
Who do you think you are?
The name's Mammon. Thanks for asking. I rarely have guests here. There's just no one fresh to play with.
You like games, Mammon? Then how about a hand of poker? I win, you let us go and throw something in for our trouble. We lose? Well, it's your call.
So greedy, I love it. I'll tell you what. How about I toss in the Ghost Engine? Just imagine all this power. It can make your wildest dreams come true. Win, and I give it to you. Lose, and your souls are mine.
You want our souls? Yeah, sure. Knock yourself out.
Our souls, Jen? What the hell?
Shall I deal?
We're using my deck.
Remember, Mr. Carter, one deal. High hand wins. Are you ready?
Let's get to it then.
Yes, that's right. Read 'em and weep, devil.
If you think that will make a difference.
And the winner takes all.
You really think you could out-cheat me?
5 of a kind.
No,
What?
no.
This is some kind of a trick. I don't even have a Joker in my deck.
Now it's time to cash in those chips.
Hold on.
And well, folks, now we are at the loading screen, and I think this is a good enough place as any. We'll just get through the loading screen, get to the beginning of the next chapter of the day, put a cut in, so you can see what we are experiencing. This is the other side. I will say with a lot of the Hard West games, there's two sides to these games. You have the battle maps, which is what you saw in the tutorial section, and you've got the open world map, which you explore with your group, which adds a lot of colour to the world. So let us see what we are facing.
Wake the hell up, Jen. Come on. Open your eyes.
I got to my feet, feeling strangely light, empty, cold, not just on the outside, but through and through. I spotted 3 saddle horses nearby huddled together to keep warm.
I got us out. That's what happened. Now get up. We need to move.
This is the thing I find interesting, and I will point out for the developers. Sometimes you have some dialogue, but it's not voice acted, and sometimes you do. Maybe they just haven't fully implemented all the dialogue for your character, yes.
You want to look them in their mouths? Do it later. Now let's move. We can't stay in the snow. We need shelter.
Flynn was trying to sound brave, but I've never seen her so scared. And the snow. Snow in June in New Mexico?
Let's look for shelter.
Welcome to the world. Welcome to the map. The map is used to explore the world and story of Hard West 2. You can visit many unusual locations and meet individuals who live in them. This is something that you had in the original Hard West, though I must say these maps look much, much prettier. But for the time being, folks, I've been Cornish-Knight. This has been Hard West 2, basically the beta test. If you're interested in seeing more of this game, let me know, because I do like this game a lot, and I really like what the developers are doing with it and that they've brought it back. So we'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.